there are documents implicating Hunter Biden, and he has this on his flash drive. He talks about the fact that he does, in fact, have copies of everything, which is good. But they sent it via UPS, and the flash drive mysteriously was out of the envelope. Initially, they found the envelope with no flash drive, and then they said it was on a manager's desk for about a day. And my input is, you know something, that could actually be the case, right? Like, was I bump into stuff? If this flash drive is as important as you say it is, and I actually do buy the story because of the signature on the laptop at the repair shop, why aren't you sending someone on a plane? Because, to be quite frank with you, Mr. Carlson, I have heard of this situation happening before. I work in a business where I've sent tons of documents via this carrier and FedEx, and it happens where these envelopes can get opened up. This is not uncommon, despite what they said. I think in the story they say, let me look down. Let me see. They say, oh, this is not something that happens. I don't know if I can find it. I actually don't need to necessarily talk about it. I just kind of like using these as a backdrop. But they say, oh, this doesn't happen often. And, well, it doesn't happen often. It does happen enough. I would say if you've sent over hundreds and hundreds of letters via UPS and or FedEx or documents or whatever, you may or may not have had one or two get lost. It does happen. Or you may or may not. I've actually had that situation where because they get in these sorters, and I'm not trying to cover for it because it's, the alternative conspiracy theory absolutely has validity in this day and age with this climate. But I'm just saying that UPS is incompetent for them to be telling the truth about what happened. They very much are. Same with FedEx, same with USPS, same with all these carriers. They're just humans. And they use these sorter machines, and they have opened up envelopes before. So it's very, very possible that a sorting machine opened up the envelope and sent the thing flying, and they found it. And it's very possible some crazed leftist saw the name on it and took it out, or some spy or whatever. I'm not saying that's not out of the realm of possibility, as I just go from one conspiracy theorist with Millie Weaver and the whole info and all that. I'm saying his name. Who cares? No one watches me. But to go to this, but it's possible. It's plausible. But what I'm telling you is UPS as a company, USPS, all these carriers and couriers, they all have the ability to fail and falter. And if you have documents that are as important as these documents are, not only should you be making copies, you should be sending someone on a plane with them. Because based off sheer incompetence, these things can get lost. But yeah, I think he should have sent this on a plane. Fox News has enough. He's the highest rated news show on the network. If you should have sent these documents. This sort of stuff makes the whole story look bad. It really does. Especially when you have them on the left keep calling, oh, it's fake information. This story just looks silly. Let me get into some of this video.
High-value packages are handled, there are no security cameras. That's what they told us. Because, remarkably,
listen,
in a room where millions of high-value packages are handled, there are no security cameras.
That's a lie. That's not true. That's not true. So that's just outright category. Outright lie. He's being lied to by UPS.
Cameras. That's what they told us.
And I'm halfway through the video,
UPS says the employee who found our flash drive simply dropped it on top of a supervisor's desk. Our documents sat there undiscovered for more than 24 hours until we announced on television that they were missing.
No, that's actually plausible. UPS is that incompetent. That's plausible. I'm not saying it happened, but that's my point. It is plausible. They have that amount of competence. It's all these carrier organizations. They're just humans. So someone could have sat on a desk not knowing who it was, and then, oh, crap, Tucker Carlson, we got to find, oh, wait, it's on John's desk. It's been on John's desk all day. Oh, crap. That's very plausible. And that's why if you have documents like this, you should be making sure that you get them there. This is a story where you get someone on a plane with that flash drive and he goes to LA. You do not leave this in the hand of care. I've had regular packages lost by these people all the time. Like, are you kidding me, man? And then again, because someone can see, hey, this is Tucker Carlson's, let me F with this, you just open yourself up to that. But let's get more into this video.
That's their story. Obviously, we had some questions about it, but UPS executives did not answer our questions. Quote, there are no more details. Security is returning it. Apologies again that we were unable to deliver it next day at the service level you requested.
They hit him with the stiff arm like he was any other Joe Blow. Could this be political? Of course. Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of crazy political things that happen over the next few months, regardless of the outcome of the election. If this outcome is even decided, I give my nightmare scenario of 269. Went through a few different scenarios, but I digress. It could be political, but again, don't leave it up to chance.
Our exchanges went on like this for hours, and the main question we had never changed. How did our flash drive get separated from the package that we sent it in? That seemed like something worth knowing. The envelope was securely sealed. We know that. 2 witnesses saw our producer seal it, and UPS does not dispute that. Was the package torn open accidentally by a machine? That seems unlikely. UPS says that almost never happens.
Now, they are also lying to him here. That does happen. Almost never, I don't know. But I've sent hundreds of packages. That's a decent amount. I've had it happen 2 or 3 times to me, where documents have fallen out in sorting situations. And so they could be covering themselves, or they could be lying to them, or whatever. But I think that is also untrue. Just like it's untrue that there's no security cameras, so that leaves a little bit of evidence on that side. But it is very untrue that this is completely uncommon. It's common enough. It doesn't happen. I'm sure if they have millions and millions of packages, as my headphones fall down, if they have millions of packages, it may happen a couple times per million. Let's say they're that efficient. But it still happens. If you send enough packages, it's not uncommon for it to happen to you. And I'm being a couple times per million. I don't think they're that efficient. It's probably more like a couple times per 1,000. It's probably more accurate. So it happens enough. It happens more than you think, Tucker. So let's get more into this video.
So we're left with the obvious explanation. Someone, for some reason, opened our package and removed a flash drive containing documents that were damaging to the Biden family. We'd love to know who would do that and why. It would be helpful to see the envelope itself, but UPS says we can't see it because they threw it away. So here we are. We got our flash drive back today, and that's great. But what we'd really like are some answers. And speaking of answers, it occurs as reading this that we mentioned the documents that we get from a lot of people. And we've received an awful...
Okay, I think that's pretty much it for that. Take these off. But again, don't leave it up to chance. He's under the conspiracy theory, which is plausible. It's absolutely plausible that someone at UPS, some employee saw the documents, opened them up, but then again, why didn't they destroy them? Because that would make more sense. Somehow your flash drive got destroyed by a machine. That's what I would say if I was completely nefarious. I guess they could have been copied to see what they contained. They could have been altered. I guess these things could have happened if you really think of high-level conspiracy sort of stuff. But I don't see why they would have given them back to you. And again, I think they're lying when they say this doesn't happen. It's a lot more common than they're going to tell you. It's semi-fairly common. I'm not going to say completely fairly common, but semi-fairly common. I've had it happen again. I said that multiple times already. I'm going Mojo Jojo. But I guess because it's a live stream and people can always join later on, so it's worth repeating certain subjects or certain phrases or certain things just so you can understand this is very plausible to be a simple UPS mistake. It's as plausible as any conspiracy theory you can come up with. And I am a conspiracy theorist. But I think the real issue is that you had this Hunter Biden story, you had these documents pertaining to this story, and you didn't send someone on a plane with them. I don't understand how that could happen. I don't understand. There's a reason you didn't want to use a Zoom call, right, and present the documents. There's a reason you didn't even want to trust Google Drive. You didn't want to trust any transfer of information to with these documents, right? But you would trust a organization in UPS or FedEx or whatever, but in this case UPS, you would trust them to deliver the documents. When again, there is a case of error that could damage it, and of course, a case of a human intervening, and you left yourself up to, or you left yourself open up to both possibilities by not having someone get on a plane with that thumb drive, and as a result, you make this whole thing look silly when it shouldn't. This is a very serious story, and all you've done is give credibility to all those who want to discredit it. So, sucker Carlson, I know everyone loves you. There are people saying Tucker 2024 because now you're this populist king, but I remember you as a neocon shill. I'm an old fart. I still don't trust you as far as I can throw you, even though every now and again you may say something that isn't stupid.